I can't fucking read, man. You should all be liking and subscribing, and you should most importantly be sending me presents. Fucking Merton, you'll probably leave that in.
Quick and painful this'll be.
Hello everybody, welcome back once again to Weird Lines. I am once again your favourite anime character, Driftbling. And this, my cunning friend, my partner, my comrade in arms, my underling, this is SemperEU, aka SemperEU, aka ChickenPerEU. How you doing, man?
Why,
Semper.
Why?
Semper.
Please talk to me, please. You're part of my life. You are everything. I could not go on without you.
Semper.
You are lying. I never
Lost to you.
You are tearing me apart.
Semper.
You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
So, we are going to be looking at a play from the recent Team Aretusa World Cup. This is from the semi-final, China versus Austria. So, the interesting thing that happens here, and I'm going to mute Bushy because you didn't join my team. We didn't even offer you to join our team, but you didn't, and so therefore you're a bad person. So, one thing I'm going to ask Emperor is to remind me of the name of the Chinese player, and that's definitely getting cut out of the video.
Mosu.
Mosu, right, Mosu. I can't fucking read that, man. I'm not bilingual very much as it is. I can speak in heel klein beetje Dutch, and yeah, I really can't, you know, fucking read Cantonese. I'm just hoping it's actually Cantonese, because now I'll feel really bad if it isn't. But basically, so if it went past you, wonderful folks in the audience of the video, what Mosu did here is he's played the Ermine to set up his one-turn Gednith, which you can see in his hand here. Ferdinator, our boy, our friend, our pal, our buddy, he has mulliganed away his Bomb Heaver, and you will see what transpires here. In fact, let's even do this. We're going to do a traditional pause, but in a different way, because not only are we going to ask you to say what you think the weird line that's about to happen is, and hopefully you didn't watch the game so you don't know, we're going to ask you whether we like the line or not. How about that for a prediction? So please predict, first off, what the weird play made in this round is, and whether or not we like the line. Answers in the comments right about now. Alright folks, so the weird line, as you will see as this round develops, Mosu is going to burn our first, which is, you know, his prerogative. But the play we're eventually going to see coming out of Mosu's side is, to say the least, an interesting one. He's going to play the Gednith against a list he knows has Bomb Heaver in it, and he's not going to use the Ermine. He's going to float the full value of this Gednith, which is crazy brave, to put it that way. Me and Semper have slightly different views on this one. I like it more than Semper does. I mean, I'll let you talk about it first, man.
I mean, I absolutely hate it. Like, one, the Gednith is literally single-handedly his win condition for me in this deck. Like, I mean, he might have another line that he's thinking about if it does die to the Bomb Heaver. But Third gets punished for doing the right thing. He has the Bomb Heaver, he throws it away knowing that the Ermine's in the graveyard, so he can one-turn block it. And then Mosu ends up just holding the Geddy charge, but not countering the fact that Third could have drew the Bomb Heaver with his last draw and not had chance to mulligan it away. So I absolutely hate it. I think it's really, really greedy.
So yeah, I understand exactly where Semper's coming from. Here's where I like it a bit more than he does. Two reasons. One, your chances, if you are... well, one comes on from the other, right? So first off, you know you're playing against a good player, and you know a good player, having seen your Ermion on a dry pass, right? That is very classic signal of, I've got Geddy, I'm proccing in one turn, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. So you always mulligan your Bomb Heaver if you currently have it. That also being said, if Bomb Heaver's in your deck and you've mulliganed once and you've not seen it and you don't want to draw it, the chances are you're probably not taking the second mulligan, because a Bricked Heaver can single-handedly lose you the game, and by the way, quite often does. Now, the other thing he's decided is that he wants to try and deny as many boosts as possible, which he appears to think is his win condition. He needs the Wild Boar to win the game. Whether or not that is true is debatable, and I'd probably say... I'm not sure he does, although it does depend, I suppose. We see and we know that Ferd didn't have a particularly strong hand, but he doesn't, of course, have that information to hand. So there's something, in my opinion, that clearly indicates to him that he wants to take this risky line and bring back the Wild Boar to deny these boosts. It is a risky line, absolutely. As Semper says, he could second mulligan back into the Heaver. He could, for some reason, not kick it, although I don't really think that's ever happening. But this is what in poker circles you'd call an exploitative line of play. You're abusing that you know what your opponent is going to do, rather than playing the correct play for the game situation, right? So instead of playing, the game theory optimal line, if you want to call it that, is obviously just to proc the Gednith. As Semper says, you keep your massive point stump completely safe, impossible to be denied. But on the other hand, it is tournament environment, you know the player you're playing against is good, and yeah, he took a really exploitative line. I
can see why.
Yeah, you can see why. It's brave. I noticed this. I think the Chinese players, both in deck building terms and in play terms, took some more risky lines and some more slightly high rolly lines, in a way, I think you could call it.
Yeah, I can agree with
that. But yeah, it was very interesting to see their style of play versus obviously the style of play I guess we're more used to seeing. But part of that is making kind of big calls and reads like that, and if nothing else, I kind of like seeing that be part of the game. I like that kind of mind game being part of the game, and especially while this binary artifact situation exists, which obviously has been talked about to death. I don't think we need to go further into that. But while that exists, it's a very interesting mind game you can play of, do you mulligan Heaver, do you keep Heaver, that sort of thing. And the number of times which Heaver is a bricked card and does nothing is so horrendously high that a lot of players, if they don't have the Royal Decree in their hand, are just going to get rid of it anyway because they're scared of it and they know the opponent can proc the Geddy in one turn. I wouldn't do it on ladder, I will say that. I would not do it on ladder because I would throw away my MMR to the guy who didn't throw Heaver. But yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think what you ultimately need to do, you'd have to try to have a definite answer to this, and I think it's literally impossible, would be the chances of Fernator having access to the Heaver. You know he's used his Royal Decree, so you know he can't decree from his deck. So the chances of Fernator having a Heaver in his hand versus the chances of losing the game because you don't get the Wild Boar off. That's basically the debate, right, when it comes down to it, as far as I can figure out.
I mean, yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like blocking a second win condition. Like, if he has the Heaver, it's only 4 points, and then he just plays the ball from leader anyway, and maybe he still wins that way. So maybe it was just a situation where Fortnite was never going to win. So
I mean, so how much does Geddy play for in itself? You probably know this off the top of your head. 29, is it?
33 points, including the Chrome.
Oh yeah, Chrome Mother, right, yeah. So, it's 33, but Chrome Mother's coming back anyway. So, yeah, it's 29. So to be fair, I mean, my mental mathematics is atrocious when I haven't slept. So, what is that? So he wins by 1? So that's not a margin. Oh no, yeah, 40. Yeah, he wins by 1. If you just directly take Geddy off. But then I suppose Fernator has also played a different cards. If he plays the Bomb Heaver, so he's got like less points than a Caravan, for example, something like that. So it's not exactly a 29 differential in these final scores. Plus you have to account for the fact that you don't know what's in Ferd's hand.
Yeah.
When you're playing the Geddy line, so you don't know the exact. There is a situation where it's Bottom Heaver plus golds, and you could lose, I suppose. So it's difficult. It's an interesting play, and we want to know what you fine people thought of it. Do you think Mosu took a good line? Do you think it was a tragically bad line? Would you have played it? Would you have, frankly, let's all say it, fairly, would you have the cojones to play it? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think I would. Not in a tournament scenario. It's really, really ballsy, if nothing else. And yeah, is there another line that Mosu could have done that we didn't consider, or that he didn't play? What did you think of this line? Should I think of more outro silly questions? Should Bandit stop playing Dead by Daylight? There's a great question. Let us know all of that and more in the comments. Let's all laugh at Bandit because he'll never get Pro Ladder. I have been Driftpling. My good friend SemperEU has been here too. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.